A gold rush like you've never seen before, exceeding your wildest expectations and dreams for where the price of gold and silver, for that matter, could go. Are we in the beginning phases of just that? Why are CNN, CNBC, Fox Business, Yahoo Finance, why are all these mainstream media outlets suddenly focusing their attention on gold and silver? And is that a good thing? Because we know, right? Traditionally, usually, but not always, when the mainstream media starts to talk about something and hype something, and they're certainly not to the point where they're hyping gold and silver yet, right? But when they do, like, let's say Bitcoin a year and a half ago, when that's all CNBS wanted to talk about was Bitcoin, when it was 60 and 65,000. Oftentimes, that's a good contrarian indicator, a good time to sell. But now, for the first time in like forever, these mainstream media outlets are starting to pay attention to gold and silver. And I've got another big bonus for you, something I know you probably haven't thought of regarding why Americans, most Americans, not you and me, right? Not us here in the basement, but most Americans are just oblivious to the value of precious metals. Why 199 out of 200 Americans, have you ever tried to talk to one of your relatives or one of your friends or neighbors that doesn't really understand gold and silver and tell them why you buy gold and silver, and they kind of look at you like, okay, like glazed over? I'm going to tell you why that's the case. Let's dig in right now. Let's tackle this mainstream media recent attention on gold and silver and why it's a good thing. The first thing we can talk about is they've never talked about gold and silver. Hardly ever. I mean, like maybe once or twice a year on CNBC, they never talk about it. So the fact that they're just starting to talk about it is a real good thing. There's a lot of runway ahead for more attention to get placed onto gold and silver. And yeah, I just thought of something. You ever noticed, even though they never talked about it, they always would show it on their little ticker. It would always pop up. They never got rid of it. Gold and silver were always on the ticker, and the same's true if you look at Yahoo Finance. I'm a big user of Yahoo Finance. They always have gold and silver and always have at their ticker at the top, right next to the Dow and the S&P 500. But for some reason, from a media attention perspective, it was always ignored. So now that we're just starting, there's huge room for growth. Next thing we can talk about, we are at just the early phases of this gold and silver rally. Again, there's a lot of runway ahead of the gold and silver price, and in particular, the precious metals mining stocks, which are undervalued by almost every historic metric. Number 3, and this one's a big one and a key one for us to realize. The media, the mainstream media, is going to be looking for a bright spot. And they're going to find that with our shiny friends, gold and silver. In particular, the precious metal mining stocks, which, if the price of gold and silver can hold where they are right now and maybe even go up a little higher, will be making profits like we've never seen before. While the rest of the market, the main market, the S&P 500, the Dow, even the NASDAQ, are going to be struggling. Gold and silver and the miners will be the lone bright spot, and that will naturally draw the attention of the mainstream media. Well, thank you, partner, for joining me down here in the basement today. Without you, I'd be cold and lonely. I hope you feel like you got a new friend, some camaraderie, a little place you can escape down here in the basement. Learn something, maybe have a laugh. If you enjoy your stay, I hope you come back. You can subscribe right here. Turn on the little ring-a-ling-ding-a-ling bell. I got a bell now. And leave a comment. That's right. That's the most important part. Leave a comment because we want to learn from you. We want to get to know you. If you want to watch some of my other videos, which I happen to think are quite funny and informative, go to How to Ron. There's a link to that in the description. Now let's get back to this discussion about what you came here for, not an infomercial. You want to talk about gold and silver. And have you noticed that the mainstream media has also started to cover the bifurcation, the split that's going on in the world between the East and the West, between the West and the BRICS countries? They're finally starting to recognize that the Saudi Arabians are putting an end to the long-standing petrodollar arrangement. All of that, it just takes a little brief study of what's going on out there in the world, points toward much, much higher gold and silver prices. And finally, maybe with the crazy inflation we've had over the last few years, with the devaluation of the dollar that's occurred in the last 50 years, maybe Americans are finally starting to wake up, like much of the rest of the world already has, to the fact that gold and silver are valuable. I found it very interesting. It dawned on me earlier today to think about this. Like, why are Americans so oblivious to the value of silver and gold? I mean, again, ask a neighbor, ask anybody. You'll get the dumb stare back in your eyes, or they'll think you're crazy, okay? But I figured out why. If you look back at time, look at the timeline. In the 1930s, when Roosevelt confiscated everyone's gold in the United States, the 1930s, okay, from then until the mid-1970s, it was illegal for Americans to own gold or silver as an investment. So we had a 40-year period. People like my dad, who was born in 1940, he's still alive now. He doesn't have any clue as to the value of silver and gold, and that's okay. He's normal, right? Or typical, I guess you would say. I love my dad. He's a great guy. Not in any way was that meant to be derogatory. I respect him. He's intelligent, and I love him. But nonetheless, most people from his generation, born anywhere in, like, the 40s, 50s, 60s, they grew up in an environment where it was illegal to own gold and silver. It wasn't until 1974 that it was legal again to actually own it. And at that exact same time, the U.S. government engaged with Saudi Arabia and started the petrodollar. The dollar at that point, 1974, was basically backed by oil. The dollar had divorced from gold, so there was a concerted effort in the media and by our government to poo-poo the idea of gold and silver as an investment because the dollar had divorced itself from it and was now backed by oil. It'd be like, I don't know, if you get a regular divorce, people don't usually speak real highly of the person they got divorced from. It'd be like when you sell a stock, right? Let's say you own a stock and you sell out. You're not really rooting for it to go up from that point. Let's be real, okay? If you sell it, it's because you think it's time to get out, time to get, there's not much value left in it. If it starts to go up, you're not going to be real happy. I mean, I think the reality is most of us, if we sell a stock, we'd rather see that it goes down so that we feel like we made a good move. I don't know where I'm going with all that. But anyway, that's why Americans generally don't even understand or have any comprehension of the value of gold and silver. It's insane how, including myself, the system has brainwashed us into believing that pieces of paper or digital stuff is worth more than a beautiful metal that God put on this earth that's been valuable for 5,000 years. It lasts forever, and there's only so much of it. Hey, I appreciate you joining me here in the basement. You know you're always welcome here. I hope you enjoyed your stay. I hope you want to come back. You can subscribe right here. There'll be some other videos that pop up on the screen. You can watch those too. Don't forget, check out my other channel, How to Ron. Most important, be well, and see you soon.